Today we're going to dive into a story told from a perspective you really don't hear from every day, a house. We're going to step back in time to the mid-1950s and listen in on a family tradition, this amazing weekly ritual of music and pure joy, all remembered by the very walls that saw it all happen.
And right away, you just feel this incredibly warm, reflective tone. I mean, this isn't just a list of events, it's a deeply cherished memory. And it's coming from our narrator, the house itself at 2119 30th Street. This one line just sets the entire stage, telling us we're about to hear something truly special.
So let's paint the picture here. It's the mid-1950s. For pretty much the entire neighborhood, Sunday morning is quiet time. Sleeping in, maybe getting ready for church. But inside this house, oh no, it was the liveliest, most energetic time of the whole week. It was this little pocket of joyful noise that kind of defined their whole world.
And that's the key, right there. The master bedroom completely transforms. But the music filling the air, it's not coming from some famous singer on the radio. Nope, it was coming directly from the family living there. A totally homegrown concert, just filled with heart.
You know, every great tradition has its kickoff, right? A familiar pattern that makes it feel like home. And for this family, their weekly concert always got started in the exact same way.
It's this beautiful, simple, three-step routine, all led by the dad, Fred. And that predictability, that's what makes it so powerful. You've got the coffee brewing, the hunt for just the right pop station, and then that gentle announcement that drew the whole family together. The house even says it was like they were moths to a musical flame.
Okay, so a concert needs its performers. And let me tell you, this family was quite the ensemble. Each person brought their own unique energy, their own style, and they turned what could have been a simple sing-along into something way more memorable.
So, everybody had their part to play. You've got Fred, the dad, leading the charge with a surprisingly great voice. Then there's Betty, the mom, who was the anchor with her perfect pitch, holding it all together. And the boys, well, there was 12-year-old Randy, singing with all the confidence in the world, even if he couldn't really carry a tune. And then 8-year-old Stan, who made up for it with pure volume and a whole lot of drama.
So what were they actually singing? Well, the playlist was basically a tour of the biggest pop hits of the mid-50s. These weren't some obscure oldies. These were the songs that everybody was humming that week. It made the family's performance a kind of living, breathing soundtrack of the time.
A huge favorite was Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 Tons. Now for this family, this wasn't just a song you sing along to. Oh no, it was a script for a full-on theatrical performance.
Everyone just dove into their roles. Fred would go for that super deep, dramatic voice. Randy would try to hit those low bass notes with his cracking teenage vocal cords. And Stan was in his own little world, acting it all out, swinging an imaginary pickaxe. And all the while, you've got Betty's perfect harmonies just soaring over everything, holding the whole thing together.
All right, next up on the family playlist, a song that tapped right into that spirit of adventure that was just sweeping the nation, The Ballad of Davy Crockett. And this one was definitely for the boys. You can just picture it, can't you? Little Stan turns the bedroom into the wild frontier, acting out every single line with these huge dramatic gestures. And his older brother Randy, who's now a sophisticated preteen, is, way too cool to march around. But you can still see him getting into it. Tapping his foot, can't help but crack a grin.
But it wasn't all drama and frontier adventures. When a song like Perry Como's Hot Diggity came on the radio, the energy just completely shifted. The master bedroom wasn't a stage anymore, it became a dance floor.
And this just captures the pure joy of it all. Mom Betty is swaying with the newest family member, baby Scott. Dad Fred is trying out some sophisticated dance moves that just make the boys giggle. And Stan is just this ball of pure 8-year-old energy, bouncing around until he literally collapses onto the bed in a fit of laughter. It's chaotic, it's happy, and it's just so completely real.
In between all that high-energy fun, there were these quiet moments of connection, too. When a ballad like Que Sera Sera came on, this sense of peace would just settle over the whole room. These weren't just filler songs between the hits. They were kind of the whole point, the moments where the family felt the most whole, the most at peace.
But you know how it goes, right? Time moves on. This tradition wasn't frozen in time. It grew and changed right along with the family. And eventually, like pretty much all childhood rituals, it started to gently fade into memory.
You can see how it evolved over the years. First, baby Scott arrived, and he became the new percussion section with his gurgling.
Soon, the concerts were such a part of the house's identity that even the neighbors would mention hearing them with a smile. But then, adolescence hit. The boys started sleeping in on Sundays, and the tradition, it didn't end with some big dramatic moment. It just kind of faded away.
And this is just the final, beautiful thought from our narrator, the house. The family may have moved on, the boys grew up, but for the house, those songs, that music, it never really left. The melodies, the laughter, all that joy. It's like it's held within the walls themselves, a permanent echo of a really happy time.
It's such a powerful reminder, isn't it? That family traditions, no matter how small or silly they seem, they really do create the soundtrack for our lives. The songs from that era became forever tied to this one family's happiness. And it makes you wonder, what songs are in your family's playlist? What's the soundtrack to your memories?